Hello my fellow moldy lawnmower deck grass, I'm Mr. Church. Today we're going to be looking at the new stuff in the item shop, the Corvega dealership bundle. I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks, but before we do that, let's check out something that's starting today and going for a couple of weeks, and that is what they're calling mini season. Marvelous Fishing Excursion. It's Marshall Mallow's Fishing Excursion. It ends the 26th. So what this is, by the way, is obviously you can win all these fabulous prizes. That's a pane of glass. You can get this pane of glass here. You can get this pane of glass right here if you'd like. There's also some panes of glass you can unlock over here. On the second page, you can get this pane of glass, or this, which is a pane of glass. And then this is a cool thing you can unlock here. It's this is a teal t-shirt. It's kind of zoomed in. You can't really see it that well. Over here, you've got, wow, is this the murky side of the ocean? Oh, wow, it's even better up close. Anyway, guys, so to get these awesome rewards, all you have to do is, to start it, you want to claim the thing here for 0 tickets. Now, when you open it, maybe you'll actually get to see what it looks like. I'm going to back out and go back in. No. No. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on the thing that says 0 tickets, and this is going to unlock for you, I think, a fishing hat. And then I think you do special challenges in game, and you can earn tickets. So instead of giving you rewards, specific rewards for doing specific things, they're just giving you tickets, and they're giving you extra things to do that involve wearing this pane of glass on your head. And so you can immediately claim all of this stuff if you have the tickets, and then you can do the extra stuff. And now let's look in the item shop at the new stuff. We have, of course, the Corvega dealership bundle, which we're going to take a quick peek at. And this, of course, comes with the autovend vending machine, the cherry bomb ride, Corvega showroom, salesman, saleswoman player title suffix, Corvega runner rug, in the Corvega wall poster set. Now you may notice that I got a reinforced stainless steel keyboard that'll hopefully hold up to the rage that's happening. Some of you were joking about my keyboard breaking, and it actually did, okay? Anyway, let's look at this stuff. Obviously, the prefix and suffix you can equip by going into your Pip-Boy, and you go over to your status, and then you can mix and match this stuff with other things that are happening, and you can equip that. And it'll show up above your head when you're running around in game, and it'll show up after your name on your team, on the team area thing in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. And the autovend vending machine is a, you guessed it, vending machine, and that means you can only build 4 of these if you want to build a bunch of them. I think that one person that designs the cool stuff made this one. It's got a lot of really good detail to it and not idiotic branding everywhere, which means you could use it in a bunch of different themed builds without it being off theme. And so it's pretty cool. And we also have this moldy Corvega rug. I think this is personally just whatever. You know, you could obviously use it in the Corvega showroom, but where else are you going to use it? You know what I mean? Like, it's fine, whatever, but, like, who cares? And so forth. If you care, the bottom side of it also says Corvega for those times when you're using the rug on the roof or something. And we also have the cherry bomb ride. I don't really care for these things because it's, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. You know, you've got the Mr. Fuzzy one, the hot dog one, the other red rocket ones and stuff like that. And there's also the bucking bronco, which this actually uses the bucking bronco animation for, not the other one. So this one's pretty interesting. It makes little car sounds when you drive on it, and you can build a total of 8 of these things, so that's good. I've always wanted to build a total of 8 of these things in my camp. And the wall posters, these are pretty cool in my opinion. The thing about it, these that's dumb, is that there's not like a ripped up version. Like a lot of the times they'll have, like with the posters that came with the game, the Vault-Tec posters, there's like a dirty one and a clean one, or a cleaner one. These are just all clean, so you're probably actually not going to use these in the Corvega set. Like, the thing about it is, This is a prefab that's all beat up and immersive looking, and these are too clean to make any sense inside that build. So that's a detail that was overlooked here. I think they're cool looking posters, but they're too clean, and I think that really detracts from their use in this overall bundle, especially if you're going to be building inside the prefab. And speaking of prefab, this prefab is absolutely massive. It takes up most of your camp radius, I'm not even joking, but the good side about that is it doesn't use that much budget considering how big it is. And it's got some cool detail to it, in my opinion. This door, unfortunately, doesn't open. It's not a real door. I think that's really stupid. And it's got this foundation piece all the way around, and you have to be careful when you're placing that you're not floating a corner of it, because something this big is going to be hard to find consistently flat ground. Even here where it's kind of flat, it started floating in the back corner. So you'll have to rotate that around if you don't want floating foundations on your builds, which you really don't. Isn't that interesting? This is a pretty cool prefab in my opinion. I think it looks pretty cool. Lots of good immersive detail, kind of rundown and junky, post-war vibes. And I think it would blend in with the environment pretty well, and I think you could make a lot of cool stuff with this prefab. You can hook it up to power source in the back. There's a little area you can connect it to, and that lights up the front where it has the Corvega sign. There's little lights on that. There's also a light over the loading bay that you can't open. And also, by doing this, when you connect a light to the inside of this, it will light up all the lights that you build inside it. And this has several areas where you can place the doors. It's got this glass door that it comes with. And also these stairs that lead up to this little area. I don't know what this part of the building would be, if it would be like an office or something. But it does have roof access, which I think is actually really cool. And the roof is very flat, which means it would be very forgiving to build on top of this roof. So I think you could make some cool stuff on top of the roof of this. And I don't know, I think it's pretty neat. Something cool I noticed about these stairs as well is you can build through the bottom part of them. And that's a good thing, because most stairs, they don't let you place anything underneath them. It'll either say you can't do it, or you place it down and it pops up on top of the stairs. And because these have no collision, you can just build right underneath the stairs. You can get stuff snug, shoved under there. I wish normal stairs were like this, and this makes the space in here a lot more easy to work with and build in. Now I'm going to give you a couple of pointers for using this prefab, because you might want some pointers for using this prefab. Now, first of all, you may notice that you cannot delete the prefab if a door is built inside it, and that is something that you can use to your advantage. When you're building inside this, I highly recommend you place the doors first, because then if you accidentally select the prefab when you're trying to delete a decor item, it will not let you delete the prefab, because it'll say that the door would be unsupported. So you can use that stupid requirement to your advantage as kind of a safety measure when you're building inside these. Make sure you have at least one door built, and make sure it's one that would snap into the build, because if it's not one that would snap in normally, it's not going to keep it from being deleted. Now, speaking of doors, the front door is idiotic, and I'm going to show you why. Now, this is an issue that was the same with the Mini Mart prefab that they gave us, and I don't know if there was any others that used a double door, but there's a double door snappable area, but the problem is they don't give you two different doors that are mirror image. And that means when you open the one on the one side, it opens in, and the one on the other side opens out. And this is obviously just so idiotic and dumb. It's actually kind of enraging, because they could either just give you a mirror image door, or they could make it so the door snaps in open, so that when you close it, the door appears to be closed, and on one side, and then when you open it on the other side, the door appears to be closed. If you don't know what I mean, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, because I'm going to show you how to build the doors in here in a way that'll have them both open in the same direction. The first thing you're going to do is build the doors in here, then you're going to switch them out to something that wouldn't normally snap in, and that will allow you to delete the foundation. Just store it, don't delete it, and then turn the doors back into the glass ones. And once you have them this way, you're going to snap a doorway to the door that you're going to flip. So we're going to flip one of these doors so that it opens out instead of in. And so you're going to snap to that, build a foundation, snap to that wall, and then get rid of that wall temporarily. To do that, you can just turn it into a normal wall, and then you can delete it away from the door. Now, I'm going to use a couple of catwalks to snap a foundation right here, which will get me sort of in the general area of where I want to be. And then I'm going to be making some little adjustments to the foundation piece that's snapped in. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm trying to line this doorway up on the side of this foundation so that it looks as if this door is snapped into it, even though it's not, because we're going to be able to snap this door into the doorway once we get it into the right orientation. Now, in order to snap a door into this doorway, the glass door might be in the way, the original one, so I'm going to switch it out to some other door that doesn't get in the way. I found that the donut one works for some reason. And then open it up as well so that it's out of the way. So that should let you snap in. If it's not letting you snap in, just keep changing the door till you find one that's not in the way, and then you can snap the glass door in. Now, here is what I'm trying to do. Now you can kind of see what I'm trying to do all along. When I go over here and open this glass door, it should look like it's lined up with the other glass door as if it's closed, okay? If you can get it to line up perfectly with that glass door, then you're good to go, okay? So it might take a little fiddling. You might need to delete the wall and make some micro adjustments to the foundation till you get it into the right position. And then once you have it, you can delete the original glass door that is now a different door because you changed it out to something else. And you can also delete the wall and the foundation. But instead of deleting the foundation, I'm actually going to kind of scaffold them away, if you will, to another area in my camp. That way, if I accidentally delete the door, I can just bring the foundations back from that point, put in a wall, put in the door, and I'm good to go. And now that you have the two doors side by side, you might be wondering, how are you going to get the prefab back into position? It's actually very easy. You're going to you're going to destroy the special door that we just built. And you can do this by equipping Wrecking Ball and just going ham on it. Now that you have that destroyed, you will be able to snap the prefab onto the door that's left, and it'll snap right into place, and then you can just repair the second door, and now you have two doors that open out, and you can of course do this the other way so that they both open in. Just change the other door instead of this door, change the other door, flip that one around. The same exact concept. So it's a little annoying, but it's doable, and it's stupid that we have to do this because they're too lazy to make a mirror image set of double doors, but that's where we're at, I guess. So that's okay. So that's a little trick that you can use to double door this, and you can do the exact same thing with the Super Duper Mart prefab, which also has double door set. And I think also one of the barns from one of the season passes had double doors, and you can do this with that as well. And it's pretty fun to do. We all love doing these things. That's why we play the game. I think that's about all there is to it. This interesting bundle, but I'm not gonna lie, I do actually like this prefab overall. I'm not really a prefab person, but I'm actually kind of getting the building itch to build in this prefab. Is that weird? And as you can see, you can buy everything in this bundle individually, except for the prefix and suffix, or the suffixes, I should say. So if you only like, say, the prefab itself, you could just get that by itself, which is probably what I would do if I wasn't doing the review. We also have Mr. Handy Fireworks bundle. Now, what you'll notice here, guys, is that it says new, and that's actually what they call in the business a bold-faced lie. This isn't new items. This is a newly bundled selection of items. Okay, so when you click on this, what you're going to see if you've played this game for any period of time is a bunch of stuff you already own. Okay, so that's because this is stuff from Return Seasons. This is a cooking bench. Kind of cool, actually. This guy will say a bunch of weird shit. This is a firework launcher for stuff. This thing actually holds weapons, potentially. And that's why it's called a weapon rack, but it's pretty dumb. And then this is a 4-poster bed. And then this is the Hills Are Alive emote. Yes, the emote right here comes in the bundle. This, your character spins around with guns, shooting them. Just like the sound of music. And that's all the stuff here today on the front page. Let's go into greatest hits. We've got the Grease Goblin bundle. Now this thing comes with the Neurotronite backpack, Mr. Fuzzy Antennae Ball backpack flare, Hot Rod on blocks, Pegasus weapons workbench, Grease Goblin mask, and the Grease Goblin outfit. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. This is actually a good bundle to pick up if you like cars, because it has two really awesome things in it. It's got this, this is a car on wheels, this is a floor decor item, and you can sink it down so it just looks like it's not sitting on the blocks, or you can keep it up on the blocks like that. I've used this in several of my builds. I love this thing. It's really cool. It's all rotten and rubbish. And then this is actually a weapons workbench. It's a little more annoying. I wish they just gave us the cleaner looking car without the weapons workbench thing attached. There are ways to like hide the bench and stuff and make it look like the cars are sitting in the build, but because it's on the driver's side door, you have to kind of squish it up against a wall, which would be very unrealistic, because then how is your character going to get in and out? So in order to hide the weapons workbench, you do have to, you know, park it in a way that looks kind of awkward. That being said, it's a cool thing if you're making a garage. It doesn't really fit with a showroom, I'll say, because the place where you would be working on the cars in the showroom is way too small for this to fit. And in the showroom itself, it's just on the wrong side to really make sense in the window. It's facing the wrong direction. But it's the same vibe and the same theme if you're going for these kinds of things. It's a kind of cool item. So that's actually a cool bundle to grab if you don't have those cars. And now we have the Ever Upwards bundle. Now this has the Keep Out Box backpack, Pioneer Scout lever action rifle paint, Antique Globe lamp, the Wood Grain camera paint, Green paint vending machine, the Blue paint vending machine, Well-Traveled paint, White paint vending machine, Pioneer Scout black powder rifle paint, and the yellow paint vending machine. This stuff is what I think they call just a bunch of hooky dooky flooby fuck. I wouldn't recommend it. That's all a bunch of that's actually garbage. That's actually ass. This is the classic bedroom bundle. This comes with a clean male mannequin, the Katamatsu, the square rug, the 4-poster bed, contemporary porch kit, the antique globe lamp, contemporary porch rails, Swiss rug, majestic Santa throne, contemporary housing kit, the decorative room divider, and the clean female mannequin. So of all this stuff, the Swiss rug is this. It can be used somewhat. And then this is the square rug. And these are the clean mannequins. Do they look clean to you? Not really, not really. And then the 4-poster beds, whatever. It's just like kind of a bunch of random shit, honestly. And this is the Katamatsu or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. And then individually, there's the Hotter Rod paint. This is actually one of the oldest Atom Shop items that they have. Like, genuinely, I remember 2018, I actually met somebody, one of my oldest friends in the game was wearing this Power Armor skin when I met him. So really great nostalgia there for those who have been playing for years and years and years. The game was such a different game at the time. It's actually weird to think about. This is the Root Cellar Shelter. It's actually kind of massive if you really stop and think about it. It's actually, I don't own a lot of shelters, but this one I do own, and it's really cool. Have I built in it? Just be quiet. Now we have the Valentine's backpack. It's hard case, so that's weird, and it looks like that. And this is the Junkyard Cultist outfit. Scrap and junk are weapons in the hands of a Junkyard Cultist. Now here's the thing about that. This isn't a weapon, it's body armor, okay? So let's rephrase that. Let's think about this from the top. Scrap and junk are... clothing? Armor? You could have said any of that. This isn't a weapon. It's not a weapon skin, and it's not a weapon. There's no weapons on it. So that's so interesting. What a weird thing to write. This is the Burning Torch Super Sledge paint. It's actually pretty fun. I have this. I have used it. It's funny to use, especially during like Halloween and stuff. You can go around lighting stuff ablaze. It doesn't actually light stuff on fire. It's a super sledge underneath all of its burning glory, but it's pretty cool. This is the Rustic Greenhouse Camp Kit. I actually really do like this camp kit. It has a bunch of different wall items, wall options, I should say. And they don't really show that, because why would you want to sell the items in your shop, since that's the main source of the game's income? So that's like, obviously, you know, who would bother? But it actually has several of these walls. See how this one has the windows that are open, this one's closed. There's also one that has this one open and this closed, and then there's one that has this one open and this closed. So you can kind of mix them and match them, so there's not like this repeating pattern going on. There's also two kinds of slanted roofs. And you can kind of see from this picture, but not really. There's ones that are like slightly bowed, like that, which adds a little bit of a rounded look. And then this one, which is completely flat and straight, like a normal slanted roof. And then it's the same with the corner pieces. You have, there's rounded ones, and then there's super flat ones. And then the flat roof piece looks like this with like the grating and stuff. And then there's the roof panels also have ones that have one of the window panes open like this, and both of them closed, and one open, two open. I think it's actually a really, really nice set. It's got this really nice immersive rustic vibe, but it also has a bunch of extra pieces that really add to the variability of the building with it. And I think that's really nice. And it's something that they should do a lot more often. Something I will note in this picture, why do they have these pieces twice, but they don't have the upside down ones? You know how there's like the upside down triangle piece? And they also don't have like half of these wall pieces. You know what I mean? Like they waste all the space putting in the same item twice so we can see the front and back of this specific wall for no reason. Let's talk about being intelligent, using your brain because you work for a Fortune 500 company. That would be so interesting. But that's everything on the greatest hits. How about that? And now we're moving into special, free and special offers. Now this is the Discs Ceiling Light. I actually kind of like this. It kind of has those nice retro vibes. And I've had it for some time. There's also improved bait, which you can be eating on, and I'll just grab that for no reason. I will point out that you can put these in display cases, so you can put these nasty things on your bed if you want to. We've also got the Heavy Metal Bundle. This is a new Fallout First. Oh, it's gone. This is a new Fallout First bundle that has the Wasteland Knight Power Armor paint, the Steel Dipped Skull Torch, the Black Knight paint for the Gatling gun, Heavy Metal Heavy Weapon Stand, Torture Rack Tinker's Workbench, and the Spiked Barricade. So out of this bundle, the Spiked Barricade is actually pretty cool. It's this here. It's like a bucket with spikes. This thing looks like poop. I mean, why? Like, what's that? Is that supposed to be Sister Mary after the bad things happen to her in the apocalypse? This is pretty cool, actually, though. It's a Tinker's Bench, and it's good for, like, Halloween and stuff. And that's just a Gatling gun paint, and that's, like, pretty interesting looking. Anyway, there is still the General Farmer Market stand for Fallout First members. You have this for the next 20 days, so make sure you claim that if you want it. It is not a vending machine like the one that it looks like. It's just a floor decor item, so that's so interesting. So there's that. There's also, for the daily offers, every 24 hours, this item here is going to refresh, and it's going to be something different. So this week, it's going to be a bunch of Pip-Boy skins. How about that? So if you've been waiting around for a Pip-Boy skin, maybe it'll be in the shop this week. But today's is the construction paint, and it looks like this, so you can have that on your arm. So that's good. And that's about the size of it, guys. That's really all there is to it. And I hope you guys have just a great time playing this game and building in the game and crying yourself to sleep at night. But I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my patrons and channel members for your support. If it wasn't for your support, I definitely wouldn't be able to be wasting all of my mom's money on these items in the shop. And your support makes me feel so happy inside. You can hear it in my voice. If you're interested in supporting the channel in that way, the link for that will be in the description. But also just liking, subscribing, commenting, those things all support the channel, and I really appreciate it immensely. If you guys are in the Discord, make sure you join the Discord. It's a great community. I also stream on Twitch on Mondays and Fridays. Come hang out, say hello, and I'll see you guys in the next video.